All right, hello once again, Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College, and as part of the Rankin Technical College AWD, or Application and Website Development program, and in particular the AWD 1111.NET Framework with Web Databases class for the fall 2019 semester here at Rankin Technical College, we will be using the Pro ASP.NET MVC 5 text, a press book by Adam Freeman. So I'm going through my own series of video presentations on this. And right now I am almost at the end of Chapter 10 of 27. So we're going mobile. All right, then I'm going to have to do the admin portion and security and finishing touches. And I hope we can try to deploy this to see what it looks like. All right, then we go into what I consider to be the third part of the book, where the author goes through a bunch of the terminology in here in more depth and breadth of coverage than he did during the project. All right. We left off last time on creating the mobile views. So we want to go in and create something called flexmobile.cshtml in the view navs folder. There's views nav, add. We want to add a view. We want that view to be called flexmenu.mobile. Click add. It says it does not allow certain characters. It doesn't seem to like the period. Why a period would give that problems, but that's one of the ones that's listed in there. So let's call it flex menu mobile, just like that. Okay, let's remove the content that's in there, and we're going to replace it with the content that is shown here on the bottom part of page 271. This view uses a razor for each to generate LI elements for the product categories, producing elements in a way that jQuery expects. So ideally, at least, it's going to look a little bit nicer. Note here, as mentioned by the author, that jQuery Mobile relies on the use of data attributes to format elements. These start with data followed by a minus, and are an unofficial way of defining custom attributes. All right, the product information is still a mess, but the category buttons are now being generated. I've got a feeling mine isn't going to work for a lot of reasons. All right, but we will see. So let's go back to here. Let's do a file, save all. I don't know if there's anything that will automatically be using this views nav flex menu mobile, but we'll see. So let's run this. I've got a feeling it's going to look the same as it did before. But it did make me think of something here, so all right, cut this down. Does not appear to look any different. Now, possibly to help it look a little different, let's hit our F12 key. All right, and you can see there's how it would look in an iPad Pro. Let's try an iPhone X. All right. Thought that we can. Still looks the same to me, so I'm not sure if I'm doing something wrong or not. Again, I've mentioned this to you before. I'm saying it to you again. And that is the fact that the reason I do these presentations like this is I hope to make mistakes. Now, I say that, and a lot of times people are like, yeah, right, Jeff. But I do. And the reason that I do is because I'd rather make them now, taping, and have you see what I'm doing, as opposed to making the mistakes in front of the class. All right? So in this chapter, we looked at two different techniques for handling mobile devices: responsive design and mobile specific, which we had problems with. Creating mobile specific content is something that MVC framework does actively participate in. All right. Last page. Oh, I missed a page. Sorry. The two problems in this example. The first problem is that we provided less functionality for mobile views as opposed to desktop. Okay? There's less features equal less functionality. The second, we've not offered the user a chance to switch back between the two. All right, so the author says here, let's see. My last change is to create a mobile specific version of the view. I think I did that, didn't I? No. For the product summary in the views shared folders. So we need a product summary mobile version in views shared. There's our product summary, and we need to add a new view which is entitled Product Summary Mobile. All right, we get that. We don't need any of that stuff. Let's grab what's in the book here. And we'll put that in. So now we have, at least for completeness sake, all right, we have done everything that we are supposed to do. Okay, and I jumped ahead accidentally. So it says this view uses the jQuery mobile widget. Well, ours does not look like this. I have not gotten my buttons to look like that different stuff. But we may have to do is to get that to work is to actually run it on a device. I tried running it on a simulator. It did not look any different to me once I did that. Maybe I'm wrong. In a real project, I would carry on, of course, and make mobile-specific versions of views that display pagination, etc., but we're not going to. So in this chapter, again, two different techniques. Responsive design, I think we nailed that one pretty well. All right? And mobile-specific, which we did not nail. Responsive design isn't directly related to the MVC framework, as it sends the same content to all browsers and lets them figure out what to do with it. But as we demonstrated, there are limitations in the way that views work that careful thought and razor features can make work a little better. Creating mobile-specific content is something that the razor framework does actively participate in by automatically applying mobile-specific views and layouts if they're available, and blending them seamlessly into the process that renders HTML. In the next chapter, we're going to look at administration in Chapter 11. All right? I'll be back to at least start on that chapter very soon.